Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and in this video, I'm going to be going over all of the allied races now that I have them all unlocked. I am going to be roughly ranking them, although that's not like the major point of this is like what race is better, but that is going to be part of it, and kind of what's going to get me to talk about each race is kind of be the ranking of it. So I was going to do this video, and as I played some of the new allied races in the background, but since there's no like new quests or anything specifically for them, it seemed kind of silly to do. So you can just pretend my Draenei is a Light Forge Draenei if you like. Other than that, let's go ahead and get started. At number 4, I have the Light Forge Draenei. The reason I didn't, the Light Forge was way too long, first of all. Now, it wasn't the longest one, but it was pretty long, and it was kind of annoying. You go through a quest line with this guy named Partos, and to unlock it, and he's just like this Draenei, and you kind of learn his story of like rags to riches, I guess you could call it. And you just kind of follow him around and do stuff. It's kind of boring, and there's not any lore or any real storyline to it. So because of the length and because of that, that's why I ranked it 4. On the other hand, I actually really like the Light Forge Draenei. Blacksmithing is something I've always done since vanilla. So my main is pretty much always a blacksmith. Just that's not necessarily on purpose, but that's how it's always worked out. I've only had 2 mains ever, and they've both been blacksmiths. So I like the portable blacksmith thing for it. I also like the ability. It looks cool. It's, equal damage as long as you use it every time it's up to, any other ability that, or like static ability or static stat you're going to get. And they're basically the same as Draenei as far as looks. Obviously, you can modify them slightly differently, but even though I like all those things, I did factor that into the rankings as well, and I still had it at last place or 4th place, even with all those things I really do like. At 3rd, we have High Mountain Torrent. High Mountain Torrent are the longest one. They're lucky they didn't get 4th. They only didn't because it had some lore in it at least. Some actual kind of like high mountainy lore and like so it's stuff we kind of went over, but it also has the black dragon flight mixed in with it with Ebonhorn in there. So I kind of like that as well. So this one takes a long time. You're just kind of flying around High Mountain a lot. You do have to fly from Orgrimmar to Thunderbluff as well, which is kind of annoying. Like I said, this one could have easily been 4th, but because of the lore, that definitely put it up to 3rd over Light Forged. As far as the actual class goes, I really like the way they look. I've always liked the way Tauren looked anyways, but I like the big like moose horns. I think that looks better than the actual Tauren model. So it's an upgrade on that, even if it's only slight. I like their abilities somewhat. They get a charge, kind of like a warrior charge, which is kind of cool. I'm going to make mine a warrior anyway, so it'll just be another little extra charge. And I kind of like their static versatility as well, just less damage taken. Their one racial is about cooking pretty much. You gather more meat and stuff when you do stuff. Not the most beneficial thing, but you could use that to your advantage as well. At number 2, I have Void Elf. Void Elf was actually pretty cool. It started off in a way that I didn't think I was going to really like it, but there's not a ton of lore in it, but I really like the Void Elf class itself. This one, the best part about this one was how smoothly it went. So you're going like through portals every single time. There's not a bunch of flying around. It's a very smooth scenario. The Void Elf unlock is, and it can be. It's one of the shorter ones actually, to be completely honest. And that's probably because of the smoothness, even though it has like 8 stages of the scenario, maybe even 9 stages. It went along very smoothly. The Void Elf ability, obviously, it's best for a caster because of the one racial that doesn't you don't get pushback when you're casting. But the other racial is pretty neat too. The teleport. It's not like an OP teleport by any means, but it is pretty neat. You can use it to your advantage as far as like jumping off a cliff or things like that. Not a cliff necessarily, but if you jump off, like when you're leveling up, for example, you don't have flying yet. Like you can jump down. If you have all the BOA gear, you can one-shot something and teleport back up, for example. You can find different nifty little ways to use it. I'm sure people have done all kinds of cool things with it. Coming in at number 1, we have the Nightborn. The Nightborn just set itself apart just basically by all the lore and cool things you find out while doing the Nightborn. It's also a fairly fast one, similar to the Void Elf. It's smooth enough in that you're not like doing a bunch of stuff. There's a lot of role-playing in it. That would have been kind of annoying if it wasn't for so much lore that you find out through the role playing that's going on. So what you find out that's so cool in this one is you find out first that the Nightborn of Suramar, they kind of talk to the Alliance first, and then wanted to join the Horde when they felt slighted by the Night Elves of Tyrande, I believe her name. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but the leader of the Night Elves they felt slighted by. So then they went to the Horde and said, "Hey, can we join the Horde?" So later on, though, you find that Illyria of the Void Elves, she went to her Horde, her Blood Elf people first of the Horde, and was shunned for being a Void Elf, and then she went to the Alliance, and the Alliance accepted her. So in that, you kind of see that both of those could have been swapped. The Nightborn could have easily been Alliance, and the Void Elves could have been Horde, but they kind of chose the opposite. I think that might come into play later. Just because it's a little bit too interesting to not come into play later on in Battle for Azeroth. The other cool thing that's mentioned in here is Anduin is referred directly to as the Boy King. This is significant because the hints given out by the old gods and everything is that the Boy King tells 3 lies. So this to me is confirmation that Anduin is the Boy King mentioned, and that one of his lies is told and the second lie is coming. So Anduin is either corrupted by old gods or he's unknowingly lying. Something's going on shady with Anduin, and that was really cool to find out as well. To me, this confirms it. To others, maybe it doesn't, but to me, it 100% confirms it. So that's why Nightborn was just set aside. As far as the actual class goes, it increases magical damage done. So you probably want to be magical if you're a Nightborn, of course. Other than that, they're just the Saramar elves. They're not really that cool. If it wasn't for the lore, I might have Void Elf first, to be completely honest. But that's how it all shook out. So yeah, if you have any comments, feel free to comment below. Other than that, everybody have a good one.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Thumbs up and sub as always. Also comment below, share the videos. Appreciate it so much. You can also check me out at Twitter at WoW-Gaming Inc. and at Twitch with the tag name Kneecap Killa. So everyone have a good one and see you again soon.